Okay, what's up, guys? So, just want to make this quick video to go over this weekly watch list. So, this week has been pretty crazy. Um, brother's wedding on Friday. AC unit in our brand new house broke down and is no longer working. So, it is 90 degrees in my house. I've been bouncing all around, staying at different places, some family, some hotels. It has been a whole lot on top of the wedding, right? And I was the best man, so it made it very busy, but the wedding was successful, all good. We've got it all figured out, but that's why I'm a little late getting this video out. Been a crazy weekend. Okay, so let's take a look at the charts. First things first, we're gonna go look at here's kind of our watch list here. So um top one, or let's start with the indexes. Start with SPY. Okay. Weekly chart on SPY. Not too much going on. Okay. We had a daily squeeze fire off. We're kind of hanging out here. We've created a new range between the high and the low of this bar. So essentially 540 and 544. We're trading in between the range. So this is going to give us our next directional movement. I'm kind of thinking we either continue to trade sideways, or we break this range to the downside and pull back to the 21 EMA. Okay, so that's kind of what I'm looking for. And to the end of the day, you can see we started to get some buy signals in the S&P, and so that's something we want to pay attention to. Okay, so buy signals on the 30-minute, and similar to QQQ, we had buy signals going into the close. So let's keep an eye on that. Um, looks pretty good for upside. Something that we did catch Netflix last week. We got in on Thursday, caught the huge move up on Friday. We took some shares, some butterflies, whatever you decided to trade. Was a really nice trade. We entered in right around here, and then boom, next day we had a huge push up. I think this one is good for a move back into the new highs. Right now, just holding half position of shares and gonna let it play out with stop at break even and looking for $700. Okay, want to see it take out that new high. Okay, cool. So on top of that, what are my favorite setups going into this week? First one being Google. So this one, this if you've been here for a while, you know my favorites. One of my favorite trades is that gap up after earnings, trade sideways to higher, and then we enter a squeeze. Um, Daily time frame, we've got a clean looking setup, and we've got a squeeze. So I like this one for upside. We've got a little resistance here at 178, but I'm expecting us to break that and probably go test 180. So we've got a daily squeeze. We've got a 4-hour squeeze. We've got a 2-hour squeeze with buy signals. We've got a 1-hour squeeze and no buy signals, but 30-minute has some buy signals, I believe. Yep, got buy signals. So this is my top watch going into tomorrow. Probably going to pick some up and look to trade this to the upside into sometime next week. Look for a breakout and a push to new highs. That's my favorite setup of the week. If we kind of continue through here, that's my favorite buy setup. This is my favorite sell setup. Now, we've been on this for a few weeks. We caught the push down here for like 30%. We caught it again for another 30%. And then last week was the move we were kind of finally looking for. Um, and these ended up going about 100% return. We got in on this day near the close, and we flushed the next few days, like 7% or so. Um, and I like this one for continuation of the downside. Still got a daily squeeze. We've got this head and shoulders we're breaking down from. And so I think we still have room for a move down to $25. So I think this is a great spot to get short. You can see we've got sell signals on 3 different time frames. And this one looks great. Another couple that I'm watching into this week, we've got Kava, a 4-hour buy signal right near all-time highs, kind of this flag pattern consolidation. We've got a little resistance here. I'm looking for us to break out above that 92.50, looking for some more confluence on the lower time frames, and then look for a push back up into high, or at least at $95 area, whereas that's kind of the easy low hanging fruit. Um, Another one that I'm watching into this week is we've got a weekly buy signal on ANET. This one is strong. It's at new all-time highs. And typically when we have a stock that's strong like this with a nice squeeze, you can see what happened back here when we had a squeeze. With the buy signal, we had a nice move up. So if we get any sort of pullback, we're going to want to buy this one for longer term options, probably into the end of the year. So I like that one a lot as well. I'll give you two more. So INTC, we had a gap down after earnings and have traded sideways. We've got all sorts of sell signals here. And so I do like this one, especially when we break below 30. I think we could see a pretty nice flush to the downside. We've got all this resistance up here. It's pretty likely we're going to continue lower as long as we hold below that 32 area. And then the weekly time frame, you can see that bear flag becomes pretty clear. And then our next support is down here at like $27. So that looks like a great short. I prefer this one over AMD, but I'm also going to show you AMD. So they're both semiconductors, but I would definitely short INTC before that. But I do want you to know we've got this key psych level at about 150 right down here. We've got this head and shoulders pattern. You can see here, shoulder, head, shoulder, and we're starting to flag below that. So I'm thinking we could get a nice push to the downside once we clear the support here. Um, Really, we're under that 160, so I do like the fact that we're below that. So I do want to short this one. The only reason I say it's worse than INTC is because the moving averages are stacked positive on this one, so it makes it a little more difficult. Not as easy of a trade. Okay. So I would say probably AMD's on the bottom of my list for shorts. I would pick INTC, I'd pick APA before that, but I'd wait for APA to give me a um, bounce first. Last one, if the indexes do decide to pull back as they kind of look like they may be ready to, um, I think IWM may be ready for a short. You can see here, pretty clean head and shoulders, right? And it's a big one. And you can see we've got a sell signal on the daily time frame. We've got sell signals on the 4 hour, and I think this thing is ready to be shorted to the downside. So let's look to short this one as well. And that's kind of my watch list for this week. Favorite longs, Google and Kava. And then favorite shorts would be INTC and then IWM. So hope this helps. Let me know if you guys have questions, and I'll see you for the markets this week.